We're so proud of our Berkeley students, our diverse community of Berkeley students, Arab, Palestinian, Muslim, Jewish, Black, Brown, all the students who are showing so much curiosity and interest to understand what is happening in Palestine. And we are so proud of our expert educators who know how to have difficult conversations in the classroom to help our kids explore these complex topics and understand.
Today is sort of a celebration and an assertion of our Berkeley values here in our school, and that we're not going to be cowed by any kind of witch hunt, that by Washington, D.C. politicians, that we know who we are. We know that we don't teach hate. We know that we're not anti-Semitic. We know that we love each and every one of our students and that we're for social justice. And we're very proud of it. And so we're not here to be cowed. We're here to love our kids and do the best we can to prepare them for this world that's so complex and so sometimes not very forthright in the way they present issues.
The problem is that we're not paying as much attention to students in the schools and teachers in the schools who want to teach about what's happening. So we're here to show our support for her and to say, let teachers teach, to educate the young generation in the best way they can with all different perspectives.
I am also a Jew. I consider myself a recovering Zionist. And after October 7th, I got very involved with a community of Jewish parents who wanted to create safety for everyone. And of course, we want safety for everyone. But I came to find out pretty quickly that this group of Zionist parents were not interested in that. They were really interested in gathering evidence, no matter how small it might be, against the school district and claiming that there was a lot of anti-Semitism. I have asked my son, and I'm not saying that there hasn't been, but what I know that there has been in our city leadership, there has been in our city police, and there has certainly been with this group of Zionist parents a conflation of criticism of the state of Israel and anti-Semitism. And so when I ask my son time and again, has he experienced anything at Berkeley High? He says no, but he has experienced anti-Zionism for sure. And so that is, I think, at the crux of what is happening right now. And that is at the crux of why our superintendent was called to Congress. We've got to recognize that we are all humans here together. Then what's going to happen is everybody's going to turn on the Jews and turn on Israel, the ones who haven't already. So I think this is a very extremely dangerous path that we're being led down. And I feel like the school district is standing strong and teaching Palestine, teaching Israel, and teaching to separate what is true anti-Semitism, what is Islamophobia, and how do you criticize a nation state? And that's okay to criticize a nation state, just like we're critical of the U.S. or critical of any other nation. And so I have compassion for all of the people, because there are people here in our community who feel afraid to wear a kippah, to wear a head covering that'll show that they're a Jew. And I feel we need to bridge these divides. We need to bring people together. And we need to open our hearts to one another and begin to talk. And what the Berkeley City Council has done is they have contributed to sowing this division by not bringing a ceasefire in Gaza resolution to the City Council. And when I get elected, I will be doing that.
So what happened is that there's an organization called the Brandeis Law Center, and with the ADL, the Anti-Defamation League. Those organizations have worked with a few Zionist families who are very sensitive to how we talk about the conflict in Israel-Palestine. Now, Berkeley is an anti-war town. We don't like it. We've protested everywhere that ever was, and so this war is not going to be any exception. However, when we express our sympathy for the people of Gaza and our desire for an end to the occupation, that does make some students uncomfortable. Students, if you have relatives in Israel, I can easily see how you could become uncomfortable when you look around and see how many people are against what Israel's doing. But when we're allowed to teach, we of course teach our students that it's possible to be critical of the state of Israel without being anti-Semitic. And that lesson is taught over and over and over again by our progressive Jewish families who have been on the front line of trying to help people understand that distinction. So what has happened is that the Brandeis Center and these few families went ahead and filed a complaint with the Berkeley School District. I was accused, and other educators were also implicated. You know, one second grade teacher was criticized, like, because some of her students wrote "Stop Bombing Babies," and they've called that anti-Semitic. So you see the problem here. Well, Berkeley has been doing its due diligence, investigating complaints, looking into trying to remedy incidents that come up. And I am confident that every educator in our district, when they become of any racial epithet, any kind of hate speech, we're on that immediately. You know, so it's just so painful to hear folks who don't know anything about us to put these kind of assertions forward. But anyway, Berkeley has been doing an internal process. However, the Federal Office of Civil Rights has become involved as well. And they are investigating the Berkeley Unified School District to see if our administration is taking adequate steps to protect all students and make sure that, especially our Jewish students, are comfortable and safe in our schools. So today, our Superintendent Enikia Ford Morthel was summoned to Congress to testify in front of the House Subcommittee on Workforce and Education. And she did a fantastic job of standing up to demagogues and others who would disparage what we do here in Berkeley. And she told the world loud and proud that we teach tolerance. We believe in education, not punishment. So when they're calling for the firing of teachers, they're calling for the expulsion of students. And she said, no, we believe in education. And it was really heartwarming to see her do that.
You know, the hearings, congressional hearings today, couldn't have been more obvious that had nothing to do with the well-being of our Jewish students. So I want to say, as a Jewish mom of 2 Berkeley students, you know, we're here today to celebrate our students and our teachers.
I am here because I am the granddaughter of a Holocaust survivor who only survived because good Gentiles hid her. And I feel like it behooves me to, in honor of her, to make sure that, you know, genocides don't continue to happen. Not that we have successfully prevented what's happening in Gaza, but I'm really proud of our superintendent for, you know, speaking the truth about what is happening here in Berkeley. This is just, you know, as you can see behind me, an expression of the amazingness of the Berkeley Unified School District and the empathy that it teaches and the great ethnic studies program that we have.
I'm here in particular because I think that public schools need to be defended, both on the university level and on the level of K-12. Like K-12 and higher education, public education is under attack like never before in this country. And I think that the teachers here at Berkeley High School are among the best, most qualified, most intelligent, most gifted, most committed educators we have in this country. We should trust them. But I think that this struggle goes beyond the campus. It comes down to here, to this beautiful complex that is Berkeley High School. So I'm proud to stand here and bridge that what is sometimes imagined as a divide between the big public school on the hill and the big public school on the flats, but I think we have everything in common, and so I'm really proud to show my support for Berkeley High School teachers and Berkeley school teachers in general.
So today, the ADC and CARE filed a federal complaint against Berkeley schools for a hostile climate of anti-Palestinian racism, because what we're seeing is that a small handful of Jewish parents who are bringing national attention on us are claiming that there's a rampant climate of anti-Semitism here, when in fact we know that our Jewish kids are thriving and are safe. So, you know, what's going on here is we're celebrating our incredible diversity, where we have students of all backgrounds who actually enjoy learning about their own identities in comparison with other students and really enjoy learning the perspectives of other students. And we trust our teachers to educate our kids into these incredible global leaders.
I guess the one thing I do want to say is that I think what's happening is that Berkeley has been targeted for a very specific reason. Berkeley students, from the time they go to kindergarten to the time they graduate from 12th grade, receive messages that social justice and inclusion are values that we hold dear in this community, and that we teach tolerance and peace. And so our students, when they graduate with a social justice education. And I'm super proud to know that many of the students that I taught years ago, they're at campuses all across this country, contributing to the protests and demonstrations at the various universities. And I know that they are proclaiming to the world that peace is the solution.